Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the German tier 10 tank destroyer, the Sturmtiger. Now the Sturmtiger is an absolute beast of a derp lord. It's not that great of a tank destroyer, but it's absolutely hilarious to play. Why is that? Well, it's got this big ass 38 centimeter, yes, 38 centimeter gun, 380 millimeters of pure, raw derp. And as you know, we love dirt round here. And I thought, you know what? Sturmtiger, derp is love, derp is life. And what is the best way to celebrate with a derp is love, derp is life? We actually hit 6,000 subscribers. So, yeah, that happened. And thank you so much to everyone that's tuned in to the channel for this whole time. Thank you to everyone that's subscribed. As I always say, it baffles me that so many of you watching an absolute pleb on the internet talk over tanks and watching things blow up. And thank you so much to you all for subscribing and following the channel and seeing what happens. It does mean a hell of a lot. And yeah, the one thing I will say for this is I have got an Instagram page now. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but for some reason I just never got around to it and never got around to doing it. And on that Insta, basically you can follow when I'm posting videos, stuff like that, and also I'm posting reels on there. So basically anything that I do that happens in game or funny things that happen on the reels, I'll be posting them on Instagram pretty much every day until I run out of clips, pretty much, which is going to be at least 2 months. The rate it is. And yeah, so you get to see the funny shenanigans that happen on there. Just go give the Insta a follow, go watch the reels, and something might be happening on there soon to celebrate the 6K. Soon TM. But yeah, thank you very much to all of you for subscribing and watching this channel. It means so much to me, man. Honestly, thank you so much. And to all of you that come and tune in on the streams on Wednesdays, because I do stream on Wednesdays as well. Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, it means a hell of a lot. Thank you so much. I can only say it so much, but I do truly mean it. So yeah, the Sturmtiger. I thought, again, to celebrate 6K subs, there's only one way we can go about this, isn't there? We've got to have a derp tank. We've got to have the derp is love, derp is life wagon, and that is Sturmtiger, because Sturmtiger, let's say, it's not that good of a TD, honestly. It absolutely lobs shells, but the shells are hilarious. When they hit, oh boy, do they know about it. You've got 115 pen on this premium HE, and on the standard HE too, to be fair, and that has 1700 damage. So if you pen, which you can pen a lot of plates with 115, like, you know, rear plates and some side plates as well, you are basically deleting the enemy team, which is, yeah, pretty funny. Enemy team, enemy tank. And to be honest, when this thing does hit, it's basically deleting the enemy team, isn't it, really? Right? And on the heat, you have 280 pen on the heat rounds, which is fantastic for 1300 damage, but the heat shell is terribly inconsistent. And that is because it's heat. And if you hit any sort of space armor plate, a lot of the time, it likes to just go, no. I don't think so. So yeah, you've got to be very, very wary of the heat round. You have to make sure you're hitting somewhere that you are definitely going to pen. Like a 268, for example, straight through the lower plate for 1200. Yeah, you want to make sure that you are going to be penning these tanks with that 280 pen, pretty much. And the one thing that is special about the Sturmtiger as well is the splash damage. Now, you might be looking at this going, so why would you, if the if the premium HE is the same pen and damage as the standard HE, why on earth do you take it? That's because the premium HE has 12.87 splash radius, which is one of the best splash radiuses, or one of the biggest splash radiuses in this game, which is absolutely nutty. As opposed to the standard HE's 9 meters of splash. And you might be going, well, what difference does that make? Well, number one, a bigger splash radius means that when you hit a tank with HE, it splashes over a bigger, larger surface area of the tank, meaning you do more damage with a splash, number one, than you would do with the single HE. Now, is it going to make that big of a difference? It's probably like 50 to 60 to 100 damage extra, right? Which, in the long run, adds up to a lot. In the short term, probably not too much. But, oh, that pen on the chisel. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't mean that. I just wanted to splash them both because that chisel was very close to that heavy tank behind him, and with 12.9 meters shell splash radius, that means that you can do some pretty memey things with this tank. And that is basically, if tanks are far too close to each other, you can do a lot of damage to multiple enemies in one shot with the HE, which, like I say, can be pretty hilarious. I mean, I've got a clip, or I've got I think it's in one of the videos I've done for the Sturmtiger, where I fired at someone on Pilsen, and I hit them, and I ended up splashing 3 other tanks that were behind them, and ended up doing like 2k in one shell with HE. It can be memey like that. But anyway, so what do I run in terms of a crew on the Sturmtiger? Well, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Trap Mechanic, Situational Awareness, Steady Aim, Clutch Braking, Off-Road Driving, Run and Gun. I run Run and Gun for the memes, for the memey shots on the move. That's the pure reasoning, that's the only reason I do. Steady Aim to make sure that the gun is, it's 10% more accurate. You always want to have that on every tank you can have. Clutch braking to make it so, because it is a turretless TD, so I can traverse the hull a lot quicker to keep the gun on target. Off-road driving to make sure I can hit my top speed of 38 a little bit easier with making the ground resistances better, because some of the ground resistances are a little bit hard on it. And it's not the most mobile tank in the universe, so I want to make sure that I'm just definitely never struggling to hit that top speed. And in terms of equipment on the Sturmtiger, I run the Advanced Loader, Advanced Optics, and the Advanced Reload. So I run the ammo swapper because switching between the heat and the HE is a vital asset. As you've seen in this game on multiple occasions, there's times where the HE could be great, but there's also times where it's like, oh my god, I could kill that guy if I hit him for like 1200, loads of heat, pens it. You know, like the shot on the lower plate, the 268, I did exactly that with that. I like the shot on the T57 Heavy as well. Penned him for about 1300 with the heat. It's a very vital asset for a tank like this where you've got 2 viable ammo sources, but generally the HE is the best shot on the tank to use, but the heat can be very, very useful in a fair few situations, but it's very limited because of the fact that it's heat, and space armor just goes nom 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 and, you know, eats it up, which can be a little bit irritating. So as you can see in this game, with my 6.9k damage, and we just sneak in there to get the kill on the Bayer, and we finish the game with the victory. 2 kills, 7.1k damage, 1100 assistance, the first class, the high caliber, 1499 base XP. A really nice game for the Sturmtiger on that map, which was a map that was... yeah, that was the Rezeni, wasn't it? Yes, it was Rezeni. We got there in the end. It was Rezeni. And yeah, we had a pretty nice derptastic game. And this second replay, we are on Himmelsdorf. And you can tell these 2 replays have been for a little while. Because there's Turkey. We're playing with Turkey. And he's off hugging rocks at the minute. And we are on Himmelsdorf. And on Himmelsdorf, we are going to go and see if we can get any cheeky shots down the 3 line. As you can see, Turkey's set up here to get shots straight down in his Foch 155. And I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm going to go spot for you, Turkey, while also trying to derp. And oh my god, we hit that on the move. That's why we take run and gun, because we take shots like that. And we hit that poor M46. Good lord, he got wrecked. We hit him for 642 on the move, and then Turkey just foshes him, and we get 1058 assistance for it. But yeah, they weren't getting spotted, so it was like, you know what, I'm going to go spot them up for you, Turkey, and hopefully you can feed me some juicy assistance. And that's exactly what happened. But now there's no one else down there. You know what, we're going to move it into a more aggressive position to see if we can deal some damage and push into an aggressive position to attack the guys on the corner at D3, but also the guys down at A2. So you can see, I'm thinking, these guys are snuggling. Snuggle, my friends, and we hit them both there. Yep, we hit them both. We did about 1,000 damage. 1,100 damage to be precise. In one shot with HE. To 2 tanks. That's the power of the Sturmtiger. That's why the splash radius is beautiful. They were way too close to each other, and Sturmtiger exploited that. We also tracked them both, so we got like 900 assistance for the tracking assistance on both of them too, which is great. I could have one-shot the Sheridan if I just loaded heat, but there's a possibility with the Sheridan being spaced armor box that the heat just decides, even though it's 1mm of spaced armor or something like that, the shell could have just gone, nah, don't feel like it, and it would have missed. This is where the advanced reload is nice. We've switched to heat. We're making sure it's aimed. And... oh, yes. Slam that heat shell straight through the cupola of the Foch and delete him for 1200. It's very kind of him to sit there for us. But he was clearly unloading on this 780, and it was like, well, if you're just going to sit there and unload on this 780, don't mind me while I slap the shell in. So we get a big shell into the side of the Iron Arnie. Like I said, we didn't really care about penning something like an Iron Arnie. We can just splash it for 650 and track it in place and then run away. And that is exactly what we did to that poor guy. He's been gone in on by the light tank, and I'm just waiting for my gun to reload so I can try and delete this bloke. But he is actually getting beyond my gun. And in fact, I thought he was going to stop away from my gun. But in fact, nope, he drives sideways on. We load the heat so we can hopefully delete him. Awful shot. Awful, you absolute moron. Yep, that was terribly led. And unfortunately... yeah, the shell just missed the M47 Iron Arnie, and we couldn't get the kill on that guy. It would have been nice to be able to get rid of him there, because he was giving us a side, and the heat might have deleted him. Also might have just got absorbed, which would have been irritating, but yeah, whatever, that's heat. We're up to 3.6k damage. We pop around the corner, it's like, hello, Mr. E4, just let me slap the HE shell out of you. Damage him for only 306. That's kind of disappointing, if I'm honest. E4s, what are you going to do? But we got a shot into that E4 and decided, nah, I can't do that again because I'm just going to lose too much hit points to him. So we're going to go try and help this light tank with what I think is still the Iron Arnie. Yeah, the Sheridan is going on to help with the Iron Arnie as well. And I can just splash them. I'm thinking, do I just shoot the wall in front of this Iron Arnie? Because I can just splash him that way. But no, he ends up driving out, giving us his turret. We damage it for 580 something too, which is nice. We're up to 4.5k damage with 1900 assistance. And the game is very... finely balanced right now. It's 10... well, it's just gone down one. It's 10-8, which means we're leading, but not by much. And it's one of those moments where, you know, the game could sway very, very easily. Someone just gets deleted there, which means we're now on to 9-8. The Chieftain we couldn't quite get a shot at, and I'm going to put around the corner and see if there's anything still knocking around down here. And we get detected, and it's like, there's something on the hill. Oh, hello. And the shell drops low, and we can't quite get the shot into the T-62A there. I mean... naturally, I didn't really aim it very well, so, yeah, there is that. But, also, it would have been nice if RNG had just said, yeah, fine, have the kill, do it, kill this T-62A. We can't have it all, though. So I'm going to drive around this corner in the hopes that I have the ass of the E4, and I do. And unfortunately, we go for the snap into the ass of the E4, and he just gets around the corner in time to avoid my shell. We could have penned that guy for pretty much his whole health there. And just as we drive around the corner, the ST1 was sitting there waiting, which is really sad because he manages to take a fair bit of our hit points. And I'm looking at this going, oh god, this medium tank's coming. I do have Turkey with me though, so that's a nice thing. I end up loading the heat to go through his side. Stupid move. I shouldn't have loaded heat. It's a chisel. It's got spaced armor in its side, rear, front, whatever. Heat rounds against the chisel is not going to work. Doesn't matter that I've got 280 pen. It's not going to work because the space armor is going to go lol. The E4 gets trapped by the Foch, and we get a big shell straight into that E4, putting him down to a one-shot. But unfortunately, Turkey and his Foch is now reloading, and I'm reloading. We're both in a position where we probably could die to these guys. So it's like, no, okay, we're going to have to pull back. Fall back, fall back. We come around the corner, it's like, oh god, that's a Lorraine. Just come back, sir. All I want for you is to come back and meet my big HE shell. That would be glorious. But he's not doing that at this moment in time. But we're just going to sit and wait. Be a bit patient, because you never know. He might just drive out. We can pen a Lorraine in the side, if he does. Or the Lorraine MX M4. But the E4 is also coming. Which makes it a little bit awkward. Because the E4 can delete me, and he can also delete Turkey. Sure, he can delete one of us, and then one of us will probably kill him. But at the minute, it's 7-6. The game is still incredibly tight. And I think something might come this way. The Chisel was attacking the medium tank, but is now gone. There was a heavy tank down there as well. The heavy tank just gets spotted there, the ST1. And I was expecting someone to actually come up behind us, but no one comes behind us. And it's like, right, well, you know, okay, sure. That they've not come up behind us. I was just covering her ass just in case, because Turkey's hard aiming the corner, which means that they're not going to drive around that corner, because one of them's a one-shot to it. Well, the E4's a one-shot, so he's not going to risk it for a biscuit. The ST-1 ends up killing the UDES-16 that was behind us, and I'm still watching the corner thinking something is going to come charging around this corner, right? Something like the AMX M4, but he's still there attacking Turkey, and it's like, oh god, okay, the ST-1's coming. I'm going to cover Turkey's ass. And yeah, ST1, it doesn't matter that there's a tank in front of you. I can just hit the dead wreck in front of you and splash you to death. And that's exactly what we do. We put ourselves onto 5.5k damage. Our team's actually winning the hill, which is quite nice. It looked a little bit desperate for a minute there. And I'm like, okay, Turkey, you're hard aiming the corner. I'm going to risk it for a biscuit and try and poke round this corner through this gap and derp them. So we managed to aim the shot in, slap it in to shut down the E4, and thankfully he didn't get the shot into me. But now Turkey's just taken the hit from the Law AMX M4. He knows now that he can't be killed in one shot by that guy. Now the E4's gone, that was the threat. And Turkey just drives around and just deletes the AMX M4. And we finished the game with the victory. 3 kills, 5.8k damage, 2.1k assistance. The ace tanker, the brothers in arms. 1707 base XP. A really nice game for the Sturmtiger. Also a really nice game for Turkey in his Fosh 155 7k. Really nice game for the two of us there. We managed to just about save ourselves from disaster at the end there, really. And yeah, so thank you very much for everybody for 6,000 subscribers again. Thank you so much to everyone that's tuned in. Go follow the Instagram, and I will see you all in the next one. Later, everyone.
A great success!